Have you ever felt like there are rules to the game of life that nobody ever told you about? These hidden patterns and codes kind of running in the background. Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on those exact codes. We're talking about the unseen blueprints that shape literally everything, from how galaxies are formed right down to your own thoughts. So let's get into it. Let's start decoding.
And let's just kick things off with a huge question. What if the fundamental laws that assemble entire galaxies are the exact same laws that construct your personal reality? I know, it sounds a little like science fiction, right? But as we're about to see, the universe, it really loves to repeat its favorite patterns. Okay, so let's frame this whole idea. Think of these patterns as the operating systems of reality. They're like the invisible software running the hardware of the entire universe, our society, and yep, even our own minds. So here's the core idea. Reality isn't random, not at all. It's built on these repeating, scalable patterns. The same fundamental structures, you could see them at the cosmic level, you can see them in our social groups, and you can even see them in our own psychology. And once you learn to see them, once you can decode these blueprints, you can start to work with them instead of constantly fighting against them. First up, let's look at the biggest blueprint of them all, the cosmic code of equilibrium. This is the universe's ultimate law, this constant, incredible balancing act that creates everything we see. Now, this process, it's not some chaotic explosion. It is a structured, beautiful sequence. It all starts with this primordial fluid, just a mix of matter. Then gravity starts to do its thing, pulling denser patches together in this cosmic tug-of-war against expansion. Next, dark matter forms this stable halo, kind of like a scaffold. And for the final step, ordinary matter collapses into that spinning disk of stars we recognize as a galaxy. It is a perfect dance of opposing forces finding their equilibrium. So, how in the world does that cosmic balance apply to us? Well, it turns out our inner world follows the exact same law. Now, drawing from the work of human behavior specialist Dr. John DeMartini, we can see that pain and pleasure, they aren't really opposites. They're inseparable halves of a whole. He calls them states of half-fullness. Trying to have one without the other is like trying to find a magnet with only a North Pole. It's impossible. This quote right here really drives it home. The pursuit of a life with only pleasure, that's a recipe for disappointment. The very mechanism that allows you to feel joy is the exact same one that allows you to feel pain. The big takeaway here is that you can't selectively numb yourself. If you oppress one, you automatically dull the other.
So what's the goal then, if it's not constant happiness? It's fulfillment. And this is a huge shift in perspective. Instead of riding that roller coaster, chasing pleasure and running from pain, fulfillment comes from seeing the whole picture. It's about recognizing that both the good stuff and the challenging moments, they both contribute to a balanced, appreciative life. Okay, so from the universal laws of balance, let's zoom in a bit to the social blueprint. How do these principles of structure and equilibrium actually play out in the way we work together in teams? You ever wonder what makes a great team just click? Well, it's not just about having a single goal. Every successful team, it seems, navigates with a whole set of internal compasses. It's a complete guidance system that keeps them oriented and moving forward together. And just look at the balance here. A great team looks up to its principles. It looks within to its passion. It looks behind to its history, and it looks ahead to its goals. Then it looks around to strategize and weigh out, beyond to a long-range vision. It's this 360-degree awareness. If you neglect even one of these directions, the team starts to drift off course. But what powers all of those compasses? What's the true north for a team? It's this right here, the law of identity. The most powerful blueprint for any team is its shared values. This is the underlying code that guides every single decision and every action. It's what creates a cohesive, defined culture. All right, we've gone from the cosmic to the social. Now, let's bring it all the way home. It's time to decode your personal blueprint, the hidden values that are running your life right now as we speak. So let's do a little interactive decoding right now. Just look around you. Your room, your desk. What do you keep close? Is it photos of your family? Is it books, technology, mementos from your travels? Your physical space isn't random. It is a literal printout of your internal value system. What you prioritize physically reveals what you prioritize mentally. And the second clue is even more direct. When you're not distracted, what do you think about?
Not fantasies or worries, but what are the recurring themes, the dominant ideas about the life you're trying to build? Those thoughts, they are the architects of your reality, constantly working to bring your highest values to life. So the final step is to put these clues together by asking yourself a series of targeted questions about your space, your time, your money, your thoughts. You start to find the repeating patterns, the things that show up over and over and over again. Yep, those are your highest values. That is your personal blueprint. It's the code your unconscious mind is trying to execute every single day.
Okay, but, seeing the code is one thing. Changing it is a whole other ballgame. So in this section, we're going to look at a few simple but really powerful tools you can use to start rewriting your interactions and, by extension, your reality. This technique is just brilliant. Instead of making a demand, you use a question that unlocks the whole conversation. Are you open to the idea? This simple phrase does two things at once. First, it gives the other person a sense of control. And second, the word idea just feels light and non-threatening. It's a soft entry that makes people curious instead of confrontational.
Okay, this one is almost like a magic trick. It's so simple. Someone gives you a one-word answer, like, "My weekend was fine." All you do is gently repeat their word back with a questioning tone. Fine? It's a really simple, non-invasive prompt that invites them to share more, turning a surface-level exchange into a real conversation.
And this is maybe the most powerful tool of all. It's a core belief from neurolinguistic programming, or NLP, that completely reframes what failure even is. If you see a result you don't want not as a dead end, but simply as data, as feedback, it just loses its emotional charge. It's just information you can use to adjust your approach for the next time. Okay, so we've seen the blueprints of the universe, of successful teams, and of our own minds. We've even looked at some tools to start making changes. Now, let's put it all together. And this quote from Tony Robbins really says it all, doesn't it? Understanding your old programming, your old blueprint, it's not about being trapped by it. It's about recognizing that you have a choice. The past only dictates the future if you choose to keep running the same old code. So I'll leave you with this question. The patterns that shape reality, they're not invisible to you anymore. You can see the code running in the background. So the only question left is, what new instructions are you going to give it? What new blueprint will you start writing for yourself today?